Previously on Bleach.
Yes, I, Yhwach, have finally succeeded in killing the Soul King!
Not so fast, Yhwach! You haven't killed the Soul King yet!
I haven't!
No, because I just did! What the hell, Ichigo? Why'd you do that? I don't know! It's okay, Ichigo, because I'm gonna use the Mimihage to restore the Soul King, so he's sort of alive, but not really quite yet. Okay, so Yhwach stabbed him, then I cut him in half, then Mimihage carry the 5. Okay, is the Soul King dead or not? I'm not really sure at this point. Okay, why don't we just ask him? Soul King, are you still alive? I don't fucking know. And this is the closest thing we have to a god in this frickin' theology. Hey everybody, Tekking101 here, here to review Bleach chapter number 621, entitled The Dark Curtain. Woo! And I just noticed something. Every time I start off the review, I always say, hey everybody, Tekking101 here, here to review chapter number whatever, entitled, and then I give the chapter title. I just noticed that I'm using the wrong use of the word entitled there. It should just be titled, The Dark Curtain or whatever. So, hey, that's you guys. That's on you. I've been doing this for like 140 fucking times, and then nobody ever noticed that. I had to notice that myself. Okay, so as we know from the last couple chapters, Yhwach was in the process of ripping out the Mimihage from the Soul King, and then pulling it up into the Soul Palace, and then absorbing it. The beginning of this chapter, I believe, goes back in time a little bit to probably chapter 619, when Yhwach was initially fusing with it. He was initially pulling the thing out of Ukitake, because now we see the process of the shadow of the Mimihage literally getting ripped out of Ukitake's being. Oh my god, Captain, are you okay? Yeah, don't worry, guys. I got this. Just give me a couple seconds. I don't think I got this. Captain, no! Is anyone interested in seeing what Sentaro and Kiyone can do? I'm sure some of them have to do something interesting. They're both third seats at one point. I figured they could maybe have, a cool tag team attack or something. I don't know. Fun fact, Sentaro's dad was actually the former vice captain of Squad 7 under Love. Actually, look that up. That's actually canon, I know. Random fact. Anyway, though, because Ukitake collapsed, everyone's starting to freak out. Uruhara looks up to the sky and notices that the shadow is not receding so much that it looks like it's being pulled in or absorbed by something. Or someone. Don't worry, guys, because Uruhara doesn't really have any fucking idea what's going on. I mean, Uruhara's pretty good when it comes to, science and shit, but we're going into, mythology and gods, and that's just beyond his grasp. So, I don't know if we're ever gonna get to see a point again where Uruhara is, dominating a fight. I know exactly what you're gonna do, but it's so rare just to see him completely aghast and just, sweating profusely. I have no idea what's going on anymore. Freaking shadows and Mimihages and fairy tales. I mean, what is this? And I guess we cut a little bit more into the future, where now we have the end of last chapter where Yhwach, absorbs the Mimihage and then points his finger down, and then, the shadow stretches back down to the Soul Society, and that's what we're getting now. The darkness from Yhwach is literally expunging like a massive wave of blackness that's enveloping the entire Vandente. Oh yes, so much darkness, so much darkness. I must draw all the darkness. Oh my god, I had another accident. Oh, Kubo-sensei, did you jizz all over the panel again? I'm sorry, it's just all the shit with Ichibei kind of got me worked up, and then I had to go with more blackness, and it just, I couldn't handle it. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat this ice cream cone now. Okay, so from what I can understand here, and I might be a bit off, but I don't think it really matters, is the darkness from Yhwach is the same material as the Mimihage, and that, it's a tangible shadow, you can feel it. But when it's slammed into the barrier created by the Seki Seki wall, it begins basically just painting the entire barrier, therefore blocking out the sun and making it completely black on the inside. I think the shadow can still get in through a hole, and we'll get to that in a second, but it just means that the entire Vandente is going to be shrouded in a permanent midnight, essentially, as all the Shinigami look on in just sheer terror. Oh my god, what's going on? The sky's going black! This is horrible! Yeah, okay, Sota, I don't know where you've been for the past 2 days, but we've literally had our entire world that we've known and lived in switched over to this fucked up Quincy's Nazi city, and then we had a giant meteorite about to crash down on us, and then the entire world started to shake, which can only mean the Soul King's about to fucking die, and the thing you're really freaking out about here is the fact that it's getting a little dark outside. Honestly, I should have killed myself a long time ago. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Brothers in arms, brothers in arms. I love you, Sota. I love you, Yusei. Memorial services will be held never. We get the title page, then we cut back up to the Soul Palace where we see Yhwach's epic foot stomp. Seriously, if you can count, I should really have kept track of all the different times I've seen like Yhwach or just any character really do like the foot stomp thing in a particular panel. I probably would have in like the double digits by this point. But anyway, Yhwach begins to stagger a little bit, like he's not being himself. Sternritter X Lilibero notices this and says, "Hey, Your Majesty, you're staggering a bit. Have you been drinking again, Your Majesty?" "What? No, why would you think that, Sternritter X-Files? I'm freaking been on the wagon for 1,000 years, you know? What about you, huh? You're probably drunk, you tattooed a fucking X on your eye, you know? How does that even make any sense, huh?" No, Yhwach's not on the sauce. He's just staggering a bit because it appears that his entire form is now literally beginning to split off into little tiny, you know, I was going to make a minion joke from Despicable Me, but I've never seen the movies ever, and I know they're adorable, and I know a lot of people just had like, "Oh my god, Tekking's never seen Despicable Me," but no, I know, I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere, and I don't have it, so instead I'm just gonna throw this sound effect in there. That's right, guys, I've now become a Pokemon trainer! Gonna be the best like no one ever was! Please stop singing that. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause! Please stop, Yhwach. So Sternritter X starts freaking out because these things, I mean, from what I can see, they, like, Yhwach literally melts, like the Wicked Witch of the fucking West, and these things just begin to, like, take over and just begin, like, spreading out. Like, there's hundreds, thousands of these things, and they're, like, constantly multiplying over and over again, and Lily's just like, holy shit, what are these things? And then we get Hashwolf that shows up and says, "Okay, everyone, just calm down, this is just the exceptional torrent of His Majesty's power." You see, he's been kind of on a kick of absorbing power after power, and I guess his body can't contain it. These little creatures, I guess, are just his power that's spilling forth from his being. Well, that was very informative, Hashwolf. Quick question, though. Where did you come from? Oh, well, Kubo only puts me in the story anymore to drop exposition. That's kind of my one sole purpose. Oh, okay. Well, that kind of blows. Yeah, it's kind of a sucky job. I get drawn really cool and everything, and he just yanks me out of the story when I'm not needed anymore. In which case, that'll be right now. So, see you later, everybody. Bye, Hashwolf. Guess we'll see you again whenever Yhwach decides to go Volt standing, buddy. I'm gonna miss him. And anyway, though, they're not going to attack you guys because their sole enemy are indeed the Shinigami. So the Mimi, Yhwach, Poke minions just begin to pour out of the Chrysalis Palace en masse and begin falling down to the Vendante below. Oh, by the way, we get no updates on anybody in this chapter whatsoever. You know, no updates on Ichigo, Yoruichi, Chad or Hime Ganju, Perndina, or the other Elite Star. I mean, we see the Elite Stern Raiders here, but they don't do anything. It's all pretty much just what we get down below for the rest of the chapter. So we cut back down. Down there, and just a tad note, just a little note right here. The shaking started up again last chapter, right? Like when the Soul King got, you know, like the Mimi Hage got ripped out of the Soul King, so the shaking began, but I don't see any shaking now. There's no shaking effects anyway, so I don't know if Kubo forgot, or if, you know, maybe he just didn't put it in because it would be too distracting. I don't know, because that's why I put the beginning scene with the Soul King. Like, is he still dead? I don't know what's going on here. I guess maybe Yhwach took his place, but the shaking did start again last chapter. I don't freaking get this. Just begins to look up, and she notices that there's a hole in the barrier now, because I guess when the shaking initially began, that knocked out part of the wall, and the wall is actually what starts the field, because the wall is made out of sekiseki, and that begins like this emanating field from it. So I guess if part of the wall gets destroyed, part of the field will also get destroyed as well, and she notices this as like a big opening for the enemy to attack. So Soifun decides, you know what, I'm tired of all this sitting around crap. I'm gonna, you know, do something useful here like a freaking boss. Bankai Jakuhorai Koben! Alright, come on, you Quincy mofos. I'm gonna blow you straight out of the freaking sky. Oh, what the hell are those now? So the Yhwach minions just begin to pour out of the freaking the hole in the barrier, and I guess they must do this really fast because, you know, Soifun is in the process of pointing her, you know, huge ass, essentially a nuke at the barrier, and I guess it takes her off surprise when these things just pour out and just fall right down on her, because they envelop her in a matter of seconds, and they're constantly multiplying, and, you know, she's trying to swing the damn things off her missile, and then, you know, she can't do it, and then Omaida jumps in with Gegetsuburi, and he knocks some of them off. Then Soifun, of course, has to chastise Rayjii for helping her, because no matter what, I feel sorry for him sometimes. No matter what he does, even if he literally saves his captain's life, he still gets the shit kicked out of him. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure those two have really good makeup sex, but, you know, I'm just saying, she needs to be a little bit less abusive. I just said that just to mess with you guys, so have fun with that in your nightmares tonight. Da-da-da-da-da-da. We come back down to the research lab where we see Shuhei, Ikkaku, and Yumachika all go into Shikai in an attempt to stop the advancing army of minions. All right, now let me get this. Let me just throw this out here, okay? Now, with the exception of Yumachika, who has a Kido-based Zanpakuto, he doesn't actually access it, though. He just does his traditional Fuchikudaku release. None of these Zanpakuto have any kind of wide-range Kido-type attack, and yet you're pretty damn confident you're going to be able to take out literally thousands of these little tiny little Pokemon things that are constantly multiplying. You know, I think this would be a prime instance of Kido. Like, I mean, I know what's going to happen in the next scene, but still, they're just, like really confident. Like Ikkaku's like, I'm going to stab all these guys, and you know, Yumachika's like, I'm going to cut them with my 5 blades, because 5 is a greater number than 5,000, surely. I mean, I could kind of see maybe how Shuhei could be some things, because Kazashini does have a long range, but even so, it's limited with only 2 blades, and there's, you know, so many of these things. I don't get it. But, and they try to fight off the minions, but it goes just about as well as you expect, before Byakuya just pops out of the hole and, well, does the thing that is probably the best suited for fighting these things. He releases Zenbone Sakura, and they begin just to wash over the minions, although it seems the minions still do multiply and get around him, and there's, like, no freaking end to them, essentially. And, you know, I'm not going to say something like it's right about this time that they get saved from this never-ending doom, because I'm sure Byakuya's next move would have just been go Bankai, Zenbone Sakura, Kageyoshin. He would have been just like, Gokei, and just shredded all the ones in one move. I mean, it might have not have worked, but, I mean, the number of these things probably doesn't outnumber the number of Zenbone Sakura's Bankai's blades, because that number's in the hundreds of millions, so that probably would have been a pretty good battle strategy. But whatever, we don't get to see that. We instead just get to see the minions then get crushed underneath some unknown entity or force. We get Ikkaku and Yumachika like staring on in awe as we see this voice emanating from the darkness. Ah, that's so pathetic. Nothing good will come from filling your swords about. Hey, I just said that! Me and Aizen, we got something going on there, man. Oh, damn it, I think it's Aizen, guys. What the hell are you talking about? You can't see him, it's all dark. Trust me, Yumachika. Once you've had a guy inside of you, you know when he's coming. Which we see Aizen's chair emerge from the darkness. You can simply use Ryatsu to finish them all off in one fell swoop. Okay, so that's the end of the chapter, and we have a not so fast, everybody, because we got some breaking news. Naruto, Shippuden, Gaiden, whatever, which doesn't matter. Gaiden, spin-off, new series, starting this April. So you guys need to get together, and you need to start— No more fondle, dear God. I mean, first time I was reading that, I was expecting something cool, because at the end of the chapter, I see this big page, and all I see is breaking news before I scroll down, and I'm thinking, is this it? Is the Bleach anime coming back? Is something going on? And I see that instead. I'm just like, I don't care. I really don't. Alright, anyway, end of the chapter. So we have Aizen appear in his chair. Couple of questions about this. I don't exactly know what his term of mobility is, because we know that he was in the chair because that's what Shunsui put him bound in. I was initially going to say, like, maybe that's just the representation of his Ryatsu, like, broadcasting an image of himself as he's crushing all the little minions, because he said, you know, just use your Ryatsu to crush them, so that would make sense. But we know he was in the chair because that's how Shunsui got him out of Muken, so I don't know. Can Aizen teleport now? Can he just— because it's kind of hilarious me seeing, like, Aizen, like, hopping around the Seirete in that chair, and then just stomping on all the minions. So maybe it is just a representation of his Ryatsu, whatever. But anyway, next chapter, if we don't come back to the Soul Palace, if we stay on the ground, I'm really hoping we get some kind of connection between Aizen and Uehara. I really hope those two get eye to eye, and maybe Shunsui shows up and explains the situation, like, okay, I had to release him because this and this and this, and Uehara and Aizen— I mean, technically it's Uehara, Aizen, and Mayuri all in the same room together. That sounds like a setup to a bad joke, but honestly, those are like the 3 smartest people, like, in this series, like, period. So if those 3 get together and they can't figure out something to do here, then I would be massively surprised by that. Like, they should be able to essentially, you know, figure out how to punch a hole in reality. Oh, wait, they already did that. But you know, something really cool if they all put their heads together. Maybe it's like some super weapon to take out Yhwach, or like reseal him like the way they did 1,000 years ago. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I really like this chapter. I just wish we would have gotten more on Ichigo's front, because, that was a big, cliffhanger. Like, oh man, Ichigo's falling down. What's up with that? The fights are going to get all set up, so we didn't get any of that. And the minion thing just kind of seemed to come out of left field. Like, that's the power that Mimihage granted Yhwach, the ability to... I don't know if his physical body's still up there, or if his whole body and being just broke up into the minions. Like, Hashwalt said that it's just like his power overflowing, so I would assume his physical body's still there. But, I mean, I guess it makes sense. He has like 6 freaking powers in him already. It would make sense that he's starting to overflow just a tad. But anyway, yeah. Thank you for watching. Tekking101 signing out, guys.
Hey, what's going on? You watched to the end of the video. That means you're a true fan. That means you might be worthy for the job I have for you, okay? It's more than a job. It's a freaking mission. Okay, you ready? Are you prepared? You might want to do some breathing exercises. You might want to okay, Tekking, I'm ready for this super secret mission, okay? All right. There's this website called WatchMojo.com, and it's really cool because they do a bunch of top 10 lists. That's like their whole website and YouTube channel is based around. They got over 7 million subscribers. You've probably seen some of their videos. They do top 10 movies and TV shows, but they also do top 10 favorite YouTubers that talk about cars or fitness or whatever. They do top 10 lists for anything basically. And there's a guy on the petition on the website that's trying to get a top 10 YouTube anime reviewers, and somehow I'm on this list, and I'm really high up there. I'm on number 17 or 16, which is really good. So if you want to head over there right now and you want to upvote my status, the link is below, and maybe I can get on that list. But you know what? Even if I don't get on the list, that's cool. I just want this list to exist. I want this video to, go out there, because Watch Mojo is pretty, credible and pretty popular. So if they could acknowledge manga reviewers and anime reviewers on YouTube, I think that's a pretty cool concept, don't you? So go over there and vote for me, or vote for whoever you want. You can really do that. I'm not going to sit here and be everyone vote for me. But I do have a yo-yo. So, I mean, you could vote for me, or you could vote for somebody else that doesn't have a yo-yo. I mean, it's just obvious right there. Okay, anyway, yeah, so super secret mission, link below. Go check that out. Signing out.